Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, going to go ahead and bring in our friends over on Instagram as well so they can join us for the conversation. And we're going to connect with our friends on Amazon as well. I have a return guest that's joining us today, but we have some new projects to talk about. So I'm really excited about today's broadcast. So if you guys are new to us here, welcome to the show. Glad you all could join us. And we're now live on Amazon Live for Cyrus Webb Presents. So glad you all could be with us. If you're new to us on Amazon, make sure you guys do hit that follow button. We have brand new programming beginning on Amazon next week. So we don't want you guys to miss anything. The debut of my new art show, The Art Spot, kicks off on Monday. We have a lot of other great things coming up as well. The follow button's either here in this corner or down below. You also will see some of the books by our next guest. We're excited to be able to welcome back Dr. Velma Bagby to our broadcast. You guys know her from the best-selling Catch series, but she has some new projects that are out, some new ebooks. I'm going to talk to her about wrapping up her show, Finding Your Voice, as well as what else is coming up for her as well. Dr. Velma, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. It's been a minute, but I'm glad to be back.
Well, look, glad to have you on with us on PST time. Ellen, hello to you
Yes,
over there. over there over there on IG. Good to be able to see you.
I don't
Ellen says
understand it.
Ellen says hello to my two favorite people. Be good. Why you have to say be good, Cyrus?
Thank
Ellen?
you. Thank you, Ellen. He's making fun of my time zone. I don't get it.
I am not making fun of it. I am not making fun of it. I love PST time.
Right.
Well, Dr. Velma, a lot going on for you. So I want to talk about that first because, as I mentioned, people have gotten to know you from the Ket series. That's how you and I connected. But you have some other projects you've released. Your ebook, My Yes to God. You also released Finding Your Voice After Corporate Laryngitis and Hold Your Head Up, Princess, which is a lot of your own personal empowerment as well. What has that been
Mhm.
like for you to let other people see other sides of you, Dr. Velma, outside of you talking about dating and relationships and marriage all the time?
I think it's important because the journey that it took for me to get here, even as a young kid in
Yeah.
sixth grade, all of that was intentional because
Mhm.
it brought me to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
All of it. If I had to go through a journey to discover my worth, I understand what other women are going through, other girls are going through. So it
Right.
was important for me to share that. And to be honest with you, when I started writing that story, that's when it dawned on me that I had to deal with that very early on. I thought it was around my high school, early adulthood. But no, I didn't realize that it actually began very early on.
Exactly. Hello to you, Ed. Good to see you, Ed Porter, over there on IG as well. Glad you could join us. Those tuning in on YouTube as well. I see you guys coming in over there too. If you guys are new to us again on the Amazon side, make sure you guys do hit that follow button so you can stay connected with all of our programming. So, Dr. Bam, I want to talk about that because,
Uh huh.
again, it's very rare that we are not talking about the Cat series. However, you and I have talked about this even off the air that a lot of people that may not even be a place of interest for them, but there are other things you've written that may make a connection with them. Whether we're talking about, as I mentioned, My Yes to God or Finding
Yeah.
Your Voice After Corporate Laryngitis. I want to talk about that for a bit because
Yes.
I think finding your voice is so important. Realizing who you are as an individual is important. What was it like for you in writing that ebook about finding your voice? What was it like for you to reflect on that and how you had to find your own way?
I hope you're not hearing the guys out there working on
No, no,
my
no,
neighbor's yard. Okay,
no.
perfect.
Mhm.
It was important, Cyrus, because and eye opening, like I said, having to write about these different periods of my life helped me to understand why I am where I am today.
Mhm.
And so it was important for people to see that if I'm going to talk to someone else about discovering their voice, finding their voice, the journey
Mhm.
that I went through, I can relate to what they're experiencing. It's important for me to share those stories so that they can see that I'm not just creating suggestions off the top of my head. I'm telling them based on what I experienced personally. So it
Yeah,
resonates better with the individual if they understand you've gone through something similar.
right. And for you, what was it like for you coming out of that structure and being able to find something that fits you?
Well, it was liberating, I have to say, because once I discovered what my niche was going to be, it was liberating because then I felt like now I can begin to write. Now I can begin to tell the story and weave the stories the way I need to weave them. So it was very important that I got to that stage.
Mhm. And again, as I mentioned, that's just one of the ebooks you've released. The other one was My Yes to God. Talk to us about that one. What inspired that story, Dr. Velma?
My yes to God was, well, when we talked about Hold Your Head Up, Princess, that was my early stages.
Mhm.
My Yes to God actually was written before Hold Your Head Up, Princess. So my Yes to God was later in life. So I
Mhm.
had to be able to speak to what was happening to me as a young adult and why I had to make that decision. Because had I continued to accept had I continued to accept what the world was dealing, what I was being dealt, I would have struggled. I would have been stagnant. I would not be where I am today talking about what I have to talk about. So it was
Right.
important for me to share that piece because people need to understand that many of us do not get to where we are overnight. It was
Yeah.
a process, and some of it were struggles and
Yeah.
difficulties until we figured out why we experienced what we experienced was intended to help to push us in the direction we were supposed to go. So I think it's very credible and important to share.
So true. Young Heaven, hello to you over there on IG. Vishal, good to be able to see you over there on Facebook, joining us from Pakistan as well. And again, I see you guys coming in on there on YouTube as well. If you guys have any questions or comments, I just want to say hello to Dr. Velma. Feel free to be able to put that in the chat. So I wanted to say, hold your head up, Princess, to the end, Dr. Velma. It's on sale right now for 99 cents. But what I
Hmm.
love about this particular story is you're able to reflect on the young V before she was Dr. V. What was
Hmm.
that like for you to think back to the lessons that were poured into you and how you benefit from that even today.
Well, it reminds me of how simple childhood is.
Mhm.
Children don't uh, think like adults. They don't filter things through their thoughts like adults. They don't have any preconceived notions about anything. And so it's happy. They're just enjoying life, all of that until, in my experience, until I recognize, wait a minute. I'm just a kid. Why are they telling me this? Why are they putting this label on me? Why, when I tell them I'm being raised by a single mother with 7 kids, all of a sudden I have another label? Oh,
Mhm.
when I tell them where I live and the location of our house, it's considered a poor neighborhood. So that's another label. And then I get home after school and I look on the TV and they come up with a new label. Latchkey kids, because we have to let ourselves in the
Mhm.
house because our parent is at work. And so all of these labels, it hit me. And I'm thinking, why can't I just be a kid? Why can't I just enjoy my life as a kid? But life has a way of throwing all these negatives at you. And that's what happened to me. And it was important for me to say that because somebody else is going through the same thing.
Mhm.
Why is it so much negativity coming my way? And I'm just a kid. Then moving into junior high, the same kinds of negative thoughts. And then into high school. All of that was important to say and to tell others about that you're not the only one and it's out there. But it's
Mhm.
unfortunate when I looked at a group of daycare children walking down the street and I stopped to let them see my daughter's dog, a Frenchie, and they were just waving at the dog and everything. And I told my husband, I said, isn't it precious? But what concerns me is what the world is going to say and what the
Right.
world is going to do to that happiness and that smile. I thought about my own life, just trying to get through 6th grade, and all of these things started being thrown at me. So it's so important that we understand if we could just keep the purity of the heart that we had as a kid throughout life, it would be wonderful. But life is not like that.
Right. It is not like that. And I want to actually share with our audience a bit of what you wrote about this because I thought this was really
Hmm.
interesting,
Uh-huh.
Dr. Velma. Our audience joining us on the social sites can see it on the screen. There, Dr. Velma says, build up with beautiful affirmations at home. It wasn't long before this young girl discovered a world which she did not agree with my parents. In place of my parents' valuable affirmations of my worth, the world slowly chipped away at what I was taught to believe about myself and began its attempt to rob me of my true value. That goes along with what you were just saying, Dr.
Yep.
Velma. But I want to talk about that because you were mentioning sixth grade, but you go on to talk about even in high school
Yep.
too. So, what was it like for you to find that here you were, your dad had given you, this called you his princess, and that became a nickname for you? What was it like for you to go from hearing that at home and then having people at school try to reaffirm in other ways who you were?
It's everybody. It's whatever you've been called. It's whatever your name is. It's whatever your parents or family. Many people in my day had nicknames, and
Mhm,
we didn't call each other by our real name. We always had nicknames. So Princess was mine.
mhm.
And so to hear people speaking to me, why Princess? Questioning why I even had it. And
Yeah,
so it's important for us to understand. And so it's very difficult when you don't know that something you value is considered negative by somebody else. And so
mm,
you have to decide whether or not you're going to hold on to that positivity or allow yourself to accept what they say negatively about you. And
right.
I had to fight to get it, to hold on to it, and really stand on it and believe it myself. Otherwise, as I said in the book, chip away. Here it
Mhm.
is again, chipping away at your worth and your value. And so it's a fight to hold on to it.
And Dr. Velma, I think the other side of this too that I did not know before reading this story, which is why I told you when you and I had a chat that we
Uh-huh.
needed to be promoting this. You even give a really surprising experience that happened to you even as an adult. And we talked about you in sixth grade,
Yeah.
talked about you in high school.
Hmm.
Then you have a supervisor that said that you were too haughty.
Because of
Um, what
the position of my head.
Yeah. Why was that? I mean, well, let me ask this question. What was it like for you to reflect on that as you were writing it? Did it take you back there?
Because remember, I'm still very young because I got that job right after high school. Still very young, and you're not accustomed to um, being viewed differently because your color is different. You're not accustomed to that. I wasn't thrown into that. Coming up, I wasn't thrown into that. Predominantly my high school, junior high, elementary were predominantly African American children. So I wasn't accustomed to that. And it caught me off guard, really.
Mm,
But for somebody to view the way I held my head as something haughty and prideful when I was simply positioning my body the way I had always positioned my body, because my mother said, I want you to hold your head up unless you have something to be ashamed of. And that stuck with me. So
right.
I always walked with my head up. And
Mm,
they viewed it as haughty and prideful and
mm,
wrote it into my very first probationary report. It was crushing to see that.
yeah. Eva, hello to you over there on IG. Good to be able to see you. Camilla, hello to you over there on IG. Lady Karma, hello to you. Ellen says, Dr. Velma, she was going back to what we were talking about earlier. Dr. Velma, as it relates to dating, it seems that the start of a conversation is in a corporate voice, always relating to one's character, to their job. Now, that's interesting. How do we stop this? That's an interesting question, Dr. Velma.
A corporate voice,
Hey, anything dealing with she, when I saw dating, I was like, Dr. Velma has his head
that's
on.
Miss Ellen for you. First of all, I'm not quite sure what she means by dating with a corporate voice, other than something I've talked about before, and that is having the responsibility, such as the job that I had as a deputy administrator and being responsible for, multiple managers, over 100 staff.
Mm,
That's my job, and millions of dollars in budget. But then when I walked into the door of my home, I left all of that at corporate
yeah.
and was simply the wife of my husband,
Mm,
coming home to get dinner, finish dinner that I started that morning. So I knew how to take that hat out off. And sometimes what I say in terms of dating is we forget to take the corporate hat off. And so many women go on a date with that testosterone, acting like that manliness that we
mm,
have to, and it's true. In that position that I had, there was certain things I had to exert as a leader. I had to position myself so people understood I was the boss, not
right.
being bossy, but just understanding that I had the final say in things. But that stuff was for work. I couldn't wear that kind of hat at home as my husband's wife. That was not my
Mm.
role at home. So
Right.
I say that so many professional women wear that corporate hat even on a date when they need to learn to take it off. No guy is looking to have a date with a woman who's exercising as much testosterone as he is. It's important for us to take that off because there's some manliness in it. It requires it to a certain extent, but you
Mm.
shouldn't bring it on a date. And so many women question that a man was intimidated by her professionalism, her success. No, you forgot to take all of that stuff off and just be a woman on the date with this man. And that's the problem. We don't know how to set it aside because you're going to set it aside at home. I'm
Mm.
not the deputy administrator of my husband when I walk into the door. I'm
Right.
my husband's wife. And I have a role and responsibility at home that I'm going to fulfill, and I lovingly did it. And that's what's important.
Right. Such a great point. For those who are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We've been speaking with Dr. Velma Bagby today. We're talking with her about her books outside of the Catch series. You know, they're so used to hearing us talk about the catch no one wants, and the wrong catch. The wrong catch should tear down the house, the Book of Fools. But today we're talking about something totally different, and that is how Dr. Velma's been sharing pieces of her life through her new ebooks that she's released this year. All of them
Yeah.
are here on Amazon. Last thing I want to talk to you about, Dr. Velma, is about you just wrapped up the first series, the first of many, of Finding
Oh
Your
my
Voice.
gosh. Is that a is that a finger in my back?
No, 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 no,
The
no, no. I
first
just
of
know
many,
look,
Dr. Velma.
I just know you love it so much, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I
it's
know
good.
there's gonna
It
be
was very
more.
good.
So talk to us about that. Your series ended with Jacqueline Cox, someone who's been on our program before. But
Yeah.
what was it like for you to reflect on this season?
It was amazing how quickly the season moved. I couldn't believe we were done with 3 months of episodes. It
Mhm.
was amazing. It really was a celebratory moment because I wasn't sure about it at first. I believed in the message of it, but I
Mhm.
had to step out there and do it. And
Right.
when I did and saw the response and saw the people who were really, I had a call from, for example, a call from my niece who lives in Northern California, but it's still PST time, Cyrus. She called me and said, Auntie, I was at work and I listened to that episode. She said, it really was speaking to me. The person on your show was speaking to me because she had a business that wasn't doing well. It was
Mm.
very successful, and she wasn't sure whether or not she needed to let it go or do some things, make some changes to try to revive it. And from that episode and the person I had on the show, she realized she needed to go back and revive it and make some changes to make it successful again. So
Love.
that in itself said to me that's why the show was needed,
Right.
because if anything that the guests could share that would help another person be successful, then we did our jobs.
So true. Dr. Bam, a great conversation with you as always. If you guys have not gotten the three ebooks, we do have them in the carousel on the Amazon side. Finding Your Voice After Corporate Laryngitis, My Yes to God, and Hold Your Head Up, Princess. You can get them all there. Finding Your Voice and My Yes to God are both $5.99, or you can be able to get Hold Your Head Up, Princess for 99 cents. So it's a great time to be
Yep.
able to one click that. And the other books in the Cat series are there too, and some of the other things that Dr. Velma has written. And Dr. Velma Talks is there in the carousel. And you could also be able to listen to past episodes of Finding Your Voice there on Amazon as well there too. Dr. Velma, always a pleasure. Let our audience know how to stay connected with you.
You can connect with me on going to my website, drvelmabagby.com. I'm on all the social media platforms, or most of them, as Dr. Velma Bagby. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube. That way, you can schedule the timing of the upcoming episodes and you'll automatically get notifications. So, looking forward to connecting with you.
Love that. Always a great time, Dr. Velma. Looking forward to our next chat together.
Thank you for having me on the show, Cyrus.
Oh, look, it's our pleasure. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.